Hey guys, welcome to our walk around of the 2017 Cadillac ATS-V. Just wanted to do a quick overview of this amazing sedan from Cadillac. Look at the lines on this thing. Just beautiful. And the color is extra. Just extra sharp, you know. It definitely stands out. I've been driving this car around for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I've gotten stopped 2 times. People just saying, nice vehicle, you know. And we're here in Detroit, so you know they appreciate the Cadillac badge. So I'm going to do some close-up detail shots, just of some of the aspects of the car. We have snow tires on this, so in Michigan we haven't gotten a lot of snow yet, but when it comes we'll be ready. And this car is pretty optioned out. Sticker on this particular model is at $77,000, but that gets you these bad boys right here, these Brembo brakes, 3rd generation mag ride suspension. I got carbon fiber all over this thing. The hood is carbon fiber. I don't know if you can hear that. But you also get a lot of carbon fiber trim down here at the front splitter. Just gorgeous, done right. And if you come to the back of the car, almost forgot. Check out that functional hood vent. All carbon fiber hood. And then the exposed carbon fiber weave up here on top. If we go around to the back, you have this ridiculous spoiler. Look at that. Check that out. That's pretty aggressive, but it closer mimics the ATS-V R a little bit more than I think the previous years. You got carbon fiber on the back here. I'm going to go back around. I'm going to pop the hood. I can actually get this hood open with one hand up front. Let's see. Almost got it with one hand. There we go. So yeah, this is the twin turbo V6, and this is the V6 that Cadillac is using in their racing program. So this isn't just an ordinary V6 just kind of thrown in there for the sake of skimping. It's pretty potent. Cadillac has poured a lot of technology into this power plant. But you still actually have a ton of space. There's a ton of space down in there. So this engine is super small. And your battery is in the trunk. So they're really aiming for weight distribution. And I don't know if I can see my intercooler arrangement, but there is intercoolers on each side. Like I said, that is a functional hood vent right there, because these turbos generate a lot of heat. believe it's because the turbos are built into the exhaust manifold, so they put a lot of heat out really close to the engine block. So now we're going to go inside. It's kind of a beautiful overall shot of the interior. You got a little carbon fiber trim on the door panel here, and also right on the interior dash. I'll get a close-up of that later. I was looking for the trunk release. There it is. I couldn't find that earlier. It's kind of tucked in there. I'll pop the trunk for later. Nice door sill plate, and here are our specs. Vehicle was just made, 8/16. So this is fresh off the assembly line for GM. Oh, yeah, it's a manual. I forgot to show you guys that. Now that's what sold me on this car. I do like this manual gearbox. Let me go ahead and hop in. We'll go over the interior a little bit. It's cold out here. So what you have is a couple of updates to the Q system. I'm not too specific on how the Q system has been updated since the last version, but if you played around with it, it's essentially the same thing. You have a haptic feedback, so as you touch, you get a little vibration. You kind of feel it under your fingertips, but also it kind of resonates through the dashboard a little bit. And you can see good old Michigan weather. And that's warm for this time of year. But the car is plenty warm on the inside. You've got kind of all the things you would expect from a car at this price range. Auto climate control, plenty of bells and whistles. And we go up top here, got your standard OnStar lighting. Some people like to see the visors and everything like that. Sunroof, moonroof. I don't even know what they call them nowadays, but you got pretty good view of the sky. And you know, some people say that they don't like the interior. It is a simplistic interior. I will admit that there's not a lot of bells and whistles going on in here, but you know, for a person like me, I kind of appreciate that, because you're supposed to be focused right out there, right out the windshield. That's where you're supposed to be focused when you're driving. And so not a lot of things in here to distract you. Here's a little bit more of that carbon fiber trim. Seems like the real deal. And Ryan just commented, if you're a big guy, get the CTS. Ryan, I am 6'3", all of 300 pounds, and I am comfortable in here. And this is the seat all the way back, and I got plenty of leg room there. And actually, for this manual car, I need to scoot my seat up a little bit to get a good feel on the pedals. So I'll go through a little bit on the steering wheel here. Nice simplistic layout. Got your accident avoidance right here on the left-hand side. Traction control. Definitely been leaving that on these cold days on these snow tires. It's a little slick out here. Phone control, cruise control, and then push to talk voice for your cell phone. People are asking about the seats. I do think the seats are great. Here's a Recaro seats. And like I said, I'm a big guy, so if you are smaller than me, you may not have the side bolstering that you want if you're really getting into it. But for me, it's holding me pretty snug. But it's not uncomfortable. I have an hour drive back to the car and driver office, and it'll be fun. No problems here. So here we have your audio. You can select, basically your audio source, volume. And this also selects your layout on your dash. Let me get a little, so the trunk's open, so it's gonna, there we go. So you can select what you want displayed, because there's 3 displays here. You have a left, there's your left. You can change that, fuel economy, average speed, timer, and then you have a center. You can change that up, and then you have a right, and you can put whatever layout you want. And I don't know if the camera will pick this up. It barely does, but you also have a heads-up display, which you can change what information you want placed there. It's a little faint. I don't know if you guys can see that. I have it set for attack. Push button start. Now, I will say you don't get a ton of storage here. That's about it. You have cup holders, but as far as any type of cubby hole, that's about it. You do have armrest storage. And I got a Apple charger in there. And so you can see about how big that is. But so if you have a huge phone, I'm using an iPhone 7. No real place to put it. Put it in the cup holders, but that's really annoying. Down here, you do have an automatic parking brake. I've been doing it manually just out of habit. But you have to set it manually, but when you take off, it will automatically disengage for you. It's just like any other one. Pull up to set, down to release. And these are your traction modes. So you can flip through those. Touring, sport, track, snow and ice. And I don't hear a difference in the exhaust, so I don't think the exhaust has any type of active exhaust based on these modes. So most likely it's just going to be for your magnetic ride suspension, and pretty much that's probably about it. And traction control. This has a very advanced traction control system, and there's different levels of that traction control depending on what mode you set it in. Touring is very conservative. It's hard to get the car to have any excess wheel spin or feel like it's out of control at all. It will kill everything and keep you safe. So I suggest that if you're driving this around in the wintertime, put it in snow and ice and to make sure that you stay safe. And then touring on these cold days with these snow tires when there's no snow on the ground seems to be just fine. Now, Matt Hand said dual exhaust mode kicks in on sport and track mode. I haven't put it in either mode on the road, and you could be right. Just some cars you can hear the change in the exhaust even while you're sitting still in park when you cycle through the modes. I know like the GT350, the Ford does that. You can just be sitting there and just flick through the modes, and then you'll hear the exhaust change on you. You have a little bit more storage in the glove box, but not a whole heck of a lot. And here's our vehicle Moroni. We can go through that, take a look at the options on this guy. This car is pretty much optioned out. Sticker price is right at $77. But you have everything, including this, which I noticed for some reason they have purchased a 2-day V performance training. So someone gets to go and train in one of these. I don't know who, but they've got that. Apple CarPlay, I've been seeing more of that and been playing around with that. It is pretty awesome, actually. No fuss, no frills. It's been appearing in a lot of new cars now, and it's totally made the car driving experience a little bit better when you're interfacing with different cars and different phones. Obviously, it's for Apple, but I believe there's a Google. So if no matter what phone you have, that's an awesome little feature that we're seeing in a lot of cars. Let's see here. So here are some of our options. The carbon black package, which is new. It's going to come with a lot of the suede microfiber that you see on the interior. So the steering wheel has that microfiber suede. It feels really good. Let's see what else we got. The Recaro front seats come with that package. And then the luxury package gives you the HIDs, navigation system, Bose surround. The Bose surround sound is pretty decent. I'm not a huge fan of the Bose systems, but they are pretty good typically. No complaints really there. So we have a few grand worth of options here, and the final total vehicle price is at $77,885. And you get rain sensing wipers. That works out. And also we'll talk about fuel economy. I'm about 17 miles per gallon today. That's a mix of city and highway. 19 miles per gallon is what it's rated at, and I believe it. It's a pretty thirsty car, and if you're having fun, you're definitely not going to hit those numbers. But so far, just cruising around, nice long highway runs. Been about 17 miles per gallon today. That doesn't tell you a whole heck of a lot. Don't compare that to other sources of that information. That's just me tooling around on the highway, different speeds, things like that. So your situation will vary, and also it's only about 35 degrees today. So, but that's about the range that you can expect. Put this. I'll let you guys see the rear seats here, and on to the trunk. For those of you who have kids or have other considerations than just yourself, I think the appeal of this car is that it has rear seats. Pretty standard layout. And actually, I do like this. Right here you have your HUD, your info. And so you can control the HUD and get it aimed where you need it when you hop in the car just by hitting this up and down. You don't have to go in any menus on the dashboard to find that, which a lot of times I just leave it where it is, even though it's not great, because the option to change it is usually tucked in some menus, and you can change the information you see on your HUD display right here. We're gonna hop out here, take a look at the back seat room. More carbon fiber trim on the rear doors, but with my seat all the way back, you can kind of see here, not a lot of room there. But even for a guy my size, that was just to get in and out and to do this video for you. When I'm driving, I even have to bump the seat up a little bit, and you get a little bit more room in the back. I think the passenger seat is a little bit more typical of where your driving position would be. And you do have the nice suede and leather, even in the rear seats. No skimping from front to back. It's pretty much consistent. Let's see what we got here. Cup holders, pretty standard fare. You do have a trunk pass-through. Got some of our crap back there, camera gear, whatnot. Oh, that's interesting. So whatever you want to store here, store it there. I don't know what you would exactly put there. Shark fin antenna. And this is the trunk. Now granted, I have a ton of stuff back here. This is all of our camera equipment, laptop, tripod in there. And you still have a pretty good amount of space. These are all, effectively, this is carry-on luggage size. That's about the spec for a carry-on luggage bag. And you have plenty of space. Got a tool bag in here, all of our GoPro parts. Got a nice little cubby hole right there. This is our wash and wax. Fits right in there. And on the opposite side, I'm sure there's like a cargo net or something option you can get. And on this side, this is where your battery is. So if you want to get a jump, you can do it from the front, but if you ever need to swap a battery, this is where you got to go. So we're going to do one more walk around, and that'll be the end of our video. But we just wanted to give you guys a nice little first-person view of what this ATS-V has to offer. And so far, it's a beautiful everyday car. Plenty of performance, but you got some room for kids, grandparents, whoever you want to put in the back seat. Tool around town, go out to dinner, do it in style, but also have the performance you want. So far, it's been an awesome car. And just stay tuned, because Car and Driver will do more of these videos in the future. And if you want a more in-depth review, don't forget to go to the Car and Driver website. That's where all of our hardcore information and statistics gathering and all of that good stuff goes down. So if you want even more detailed information on ATS-V or any other car you can think of, make sure to check out caranddriver.com. And also definitely check out our magazine. Oh, and yes, it does take 91 octane or better. As they say, there's no free trips in life, and 91 is the price you'll pay. Let's step back a little bit, give a better overview. Man, it's getting windy and cold out here. But I think that's a beautiful looking car. Definitely pull me over red. I've never gotten pulled over so much as when I was in red cars. That is the truth. Get one back angle. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to sign out now. We'll definitely be doing more of these videos. Leave comments and share your opinion after in the comments section. And also leave some recommendations. If there's a car you want to see, we'll try and get it out there for you. Get one more shot of those Brimbos. Some serious stopping power right there. Alright guys, signing off for caranddriver.com.